What's up, Space Pirates? This is your captain, the ever-charming Dr. Disaster, and we have got a new game studio to keep an eye on now, because one of their prominent employees couldn't help himself and had to weigh in on this Sweet Baby Inc. controversy.
We will watch your career with great interest.
Sam Winkler, narrative director for Gearbox Entertainment and writer for Borderlands 3, has decided to attack gamers and out himself as a bigot. Gearbox Entertainment, if you didn't know, did the Borderlands series. They are reportedly working on a Borderlands 4, but most notably, they are publishing a game that is coming out in May called Homeworld 3. It sure would be a shame if that game was added to Sweet Baby Inc. Detected and we all ignored the title, wouldn't it?
We may be trapped.
Fighting me, mine. Fighting me, mine.
They only saw me!
You cannot hide. I see you.
Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and also, don't forget to follow me over on Twitter. My handle there is Dr. Disaster1. But let's have a look at why Gearbox Entertainment deserves some scrutiny right now. Sam Winkler, the lead writer for Borderlands 3, which was easily the worst of the Borderlands games, recently said some pretty stupid shit on Twitter. He was responding to this here, which seems pretty reasonable to me. A good narrative writer of any skin color can write a good character with another skin color without needing consultants. If your studio can't do that, get a better writer.
I like it.
That makes a lot of sense to me. I was told my entire life that people who don't look the same as me are still very similar, and I know this to be true based on the relationships in my life. I have zero tolerance for arguments that imply that people who look differently can't understand each other, and yet here we are. This is what Sam Winkler said in defense of hiring the likes of Sweet Baby Inc. I see this argument all the time against DEI and consultancy, and it just highlights the total misunderstanding of what being a good writer is. You don't somehow max out your stats and learn how to write every conceivable character, plot, or prose style.
That is why you fail.
My dude, first of all, you don't know how to be a good writer. Borderlands 3 was only playable if you ignored the dialogue and story. But more than that, I resent the implication here, which is that you have to hire black folks to make sure you're doing black characters right, and that Asian folks need to come in and make sure Asian characters are done right. You are literally admitting to not having empathy for anyone outside of people who share your skin color. This is you practically calling other races alien species, and I simply will not consume products made by people like that. This is the most regressive attitude I can imagine. But keep listening, because here is where he insults us from his position of perceived moral superiority. He continued, saying, "Knowing you can't, aren't ready, or aren't the right person to write something is one of the chief skills for a pro writer. Ideally, you have a team that can cover all your bases, but if you have a gap, you hire an outside expert, just like in literally any effing other industry. Just further evidence that 99.99% of the people spewing this shit have never created a single thing in their lives that they're proud of, and the rest are just straight up bigots."
Ooh, sick burn.
Well, one thing that I've created that I'm definitely proud of is a sense of empathy for all kinds of people. But not Mr. Winkler here. Please note that he clearly isn't a true artist. He can't conceive of creating something on his own. Everything that he says is through the lens of corporate speak. He is fully ingrained with the corporate mentality of creating by committee. Did J.R.R. Tolkien need a group of people, including elves and hobbits and orcs, to help him write The Lord of the Rings? I don't think so. So yeah, writing characters that aren't literally him is apparently not Mr. Winkler's speed. Instead, may I suggest writing a book on how to drive people away from your projects? You'll knock that one out of the park, dude. The first chapter is basically already written with these stupid damn tweets. But as usual, Mark Kern, the former lead for the original World of Warcraft, had a pretty spot-on take covering the subject. He said, "There is no reason a AAA or even AA size team needs to outsource writing. It's the smallest part of the budget. This is nepotism, or DEI checkboxes, or both. It is silly to imply that white writers can only pen white characters." And then he said, "There is a difference between a contractor and consultancy. A contractor works to your instructions. A consultancy is hired to tell you what you should do and change to solve some problem. Sweet Baby is a consultancy, and the problem is never solved, or they can't bill."
Ooh, that's a bingo.
Companies like Sweet Baby are very similar to governmental agencies. They're formed in response to some problem, but they never actually solve the problem, or else the people working for the agency would be out of a job. That's why, quote-unquote, bigotry will never be eradicated from society. Grifters would have to find real jobs then. I've said it before, these people are the arms dealers of the culture war. They perpetuate conflict because it enriches them. But circling back around, this whole thing does not look good for Gearbox Entertainment. Now, I know we don't have any evidence of Sweet Baby being directly involved in their games, but I suggest that we throw a wider net here and ignore Homeworld's 3 on Steam. Don't buy it. And hopefully we can start a campaign to get games like this put on Sweet Baby Inc. Detected, which is now up over 325,000 followers. In my opinion, games that are Sweet Baby adjacent, in other words, worked on by studios sympathetic to their worldview, those games need to be placed on the list as well. But I'll leave it there. Should Cabrutus Rambo add the likes of Homeworld 3 and Borderlands 3 to Sweet Baby Inc. Detected? And what do you think of this Sam Winkler's commentary? Drop your thoughts down below and we will chat there.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.